President Bola Tinubu has intervened in the political crisis in Rivers State. It happened during the administration's first police council meeting at the State House in Abuja. The enormous clash between the incumbent governor, Siminalayi Fubara, and his predecessor, a minister of Federal Capital Territory, Wike, has erupted into a political inferno, threatening to set Rivers State ablaze. The governor of Bauchi State and chairman of the People's Democratic Party's Governors Forum, Bala Mohammed, commented on the matter after the council meeting, which was attended by Governor of Rivers State and the Minister of FCT. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has adopted a petition from a group dubbed Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency, seeking a probe of the Minister of FCT, Wike, over his alleged role in the plot to impeach the incumbent Rivers State Governor, Simi Fubara. The petition also seeks an investigation of security agencies, especially the police who allegedly attempted to assassinate the governor. The group also condemns attempts by the State House of Assembly to impeach Fubara. Joining us now from Rivers State is Chimenem Wodi, a lawyer and an indigene of Rivers State. Chimenem, I want you to put up a defense. Chimenem, good morning. Great to have you. I want you to... Very good.
Yeah, good morning.
I want you to put up a defense in favor of Governor Wike in all of this issue, because prior guests have been against in all of this debacle.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead. Morning. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. Permit me to take a leave, particularly from the studio. And let me say this. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Ruben Abati. Well, I think truth have to be said. This particular event, or what I call family problem, this is not the first time we are witnessing this, particularly in Nigeria. And outside this country, if you have your historical facts within your fingers and information around, you will know that we are not seeing this. In the Fourth Republic, clearly we all saw this. In fact, from 1999, we saw the case of Nnamani. Clearly, we saw that of several of them that have had these issues. And that of Sam Egwo too, I refer to this. And then we saw that of Ladoja. So it's, first of all, putting up a defense, I think for me is, first of all, let us consider the fact that this is a family problem. Family in the sense that it is emanating clearly from a political party. And you can't take away the fact that issues will not come up. This is just something that is not new to some of us that are within the political corridors. Some of us may not be very enraptured, but history all have it. Remember that of the case of Nguge and Oba. It has always been there. And I think that we don't even expect much. There have been a lot of tantrums and aspersion against the Minister of FCT. And people have said all sorts of things, including the pages of newspapers, whom I respect so much. And I saw some level of poor investigative journalism, because information gotten are very weak informations. And from what we heard yesterday from the presidential house, you can see that some of the informations are just not what is coming out here from the both parties. First, the minister has not said anything. And even when he said something, you can equally see that most of what he has been accused of, I can tell you for sure, you can't take him to the sepulchre. Clearly, I think before they started this the campaign, we saw what happened, how he clearly supported the governor, the present governor, Siminalayi, and he stood by him, telling you that in politics, people talk about godfatherism. It's not an apostasy. When you talk about godfatherism, it's not an apostasy. People have been anointed in different forums. I'm a member of PDP. And I know that from the grassroots, you must have a godfather. Whether or not, whether you like it or not, it's either you must be subservient or maybe you just choose to stay on your own. And you know what that means. It's like a prodigal son. And I think that the FCT minister, in his wisdom, has stood firm. And he has been there, that culture of trying to ensure that there is peace in Rivers State, politically and otherwise. He has always been there. And I think that all these informations, aspersions against him, for me, it's unnecessary, it's unfounded. And that is why when you say I should put up a defense, I was still within the eclipse of getting a particular thought. But I think when you look at what is going on, and from what has been spitted out by the followers of the governor, I think some of them are just trying to, get something around themselves. As, of course, you know that the level of poverty now is very high. So people are trying to cook information. People are trying to ensure that, they sell themselves.
Mr. Wodi, in your defense, you have not...
Yeah, I can hear you.
In your defense, you have not given us facts. Give us a factual defense of Governor Wike in all of this matter. Factual defense. Go ahead.
Rufai, please, I want to beg you, please. I think I'm speaking from a omniscient point of view. I may not be very clairvoyant as to what may have transpired, but from the point we have, the little we have seen, first of all, Wike has not done anything that nobody has done on earth, particularly when it comes to politics. Okay. And I think these are issues that before somebody is being brought from political party, and so to say, in quotes, anointed, you may have been given a terms. And I think that whether you like it or not, it's just too premature to begin to lay a defense for Wike. Right. And I'm not his spokesperson. I'm speaking as a stakeholder and as a lawyer in Rivers State. Right. And I'm saying that from what we have heard, and as a stakeholder in PDP, is that what we have heard so far is that the minister has said, look, there are infractions. And from the voices of the speakers, those in the assembly, they have equally said, and some of my friends that are in the assembly, that look, that there was an infraction. And that infraction amounted to gross violation of what the Constitution envisaged, and that they have viewed it to be tantamount to what is decent or what is, in accordance with the rules of democracy. And I think that it is on that pedestal.
Mr. Wodi, all right, just because our time is very limited, let me please, permit me to interject here. Yeah. But let me ask you, so you're justifying what's happening in terms of that it's not an absurdity to have this arrangement in terms of Godfather and his anointed candidate and whatever agreements they had before elections. But you haven't still said, in terms of why then, if it's not an absurdity, did it become an issue between Governor Fubara and former Governor Nyesom Wike? There are allegations of high-handedness. There are allegations of the fact that, there are certain monies that are supposed to be paid out to Governor Wike. There are allegations of contracts that were agreed on. So it's almost selling the Rivers State people for the benefit of one man. Is that acceptable? Is that the way politics should be run and is done in Rivers State? And are the people happy with that?
Well, I can tell you for sure. Like I said, there are different shades of opinions. And most of those opinions are not verifiable. And that is why I said, look, there is a lot of insipidity in terms of information. I can tell you for sure that there was no such terms. I'm a member of the political party called PDP, and I'm a stakeholder within the life wires and foundation. I'm privileged to have information, if whether or not. I may not be a commissioner, but I'm privileged to the high and mighty within the corridors of PDP here in Rivers State. And that is why I'm saying that in confidence, there is a preconceived enemies and rumor mongers trying to ensure that they intertwine violence by all means. And for most of us that are preachers and Democrats within the folds of PDP, we are saying, look, this will not happen. The governor, there is no such, these are just, allergies. These are things, the informations that are not verified. And that is why I want to say to the studio for the opt-in time, that it's also the responsibility of the studios and journalists to have a verifiable information. I can tell you for sure, the governor is not, the FCT minister is not that kind of person that will want to go into that kind of junky kind of things. I can tell you for sure. You may have your own information. You may not be a Puritan, but I can tell you for sure that these are the information brought by rumor mongers, and it's just flying. But you know one thing, justice is like a light. I can tell you for sure that both of them have been moving together. And these are the things that people are looking for to ensure that they cause some fracas to create magma, political magma. So for us, it is unnecessary. It is not a verifiable information. And this is just master servant. This is just, the governor and the FCT minister. They've been living and parlaying together.
If you can
I can tell you that there are people that are sponsoring this. I can listen to you.
Yeah, I was trying to stop you. You just kept going on and on. Now, the latest development, let's deal with that.
I can listen to you.
Yes, let's deal with that, which is that for the first time since the crisis began, We were told that Governor Fubara and Minister Wike met yesterday at the police council meeting at the presidential villa. Now, what has been the effect of that, you know, among the, can we say, the rank and file, you know, in Port Harcourt? Is there a hope that, the governor and the minister, they've reconciled and agreed that Minister Wike cannot be regularly relevant and that the two of them should work together? Is there that kind of reaction, you know, among supporters in Port Harcourt? What is the mood this morning, the morning after?
Well, yeah, thank you, sir. I can tell you for sure. We are here. Like I said, we are having by privilege, not as of right, not privilege, that there is a huge kind of reconciliation going on, and the information is still sketchy. But so far, so good. This morning, we are experiencing an atmosphere of peace. Like I said, it's family affairs. The only thing is that what we see here is that people, raise unnecessary hyperbole. And when you begin to look at what is going on, there is a very huge reconciliation going on. Reconciliation in terms of ensuring that rumor mongers and those that are, in quote, I can tell you for sure, that are, trying to ensure that they get it by all means syndrome. Because this is really a point that we are beginning to separate the wheat from the tares. There are those that are being sponsored, I can tell you for sure, and of a good record from the national level, and that we are trying as apostles of peace to ensure that this doesn't take place, because the FCT minister has been on top of it, has been a life member that have kept this party going in terms of peace and in all strata. And I can tell you, so the governor has been there. This is the first time we are seeing this, and it has not been there trying to infiltrate the governor. But I thank God, he has been so matured, and from the meeting we've got so far, from information we are getting from Abuja so far, the president has waded in. And like somebody was asking why should the president wade in? Why? I said, look, he is the president, not a president for APC. He's the president of Nigeria. And by virtue of the power section 5 of the 1999 Constitution, he has every persuasive right to come into. He has the right to come into it by virtue of section 305 of the 1999 Constitution. Who can, even if we go beyond that, that is if there is a violence. Because what people are doing is to, allege. People are trying to overblow. As I speak to you, I have walked down Port Harcourt, even the assembly ground. People are moving, it's only what you will see is just some checkpoints. But as I speak to you, there is a huge kind of, happiness and reconciliation that is going on. So every other thing is being, perpetrated by rumor mongers. And we are here to decimate any information that is not in accordance with the tenets and what we believe within the PDP Constitution. I can tell you that we are very enraptured. The problem we are having here is that so many persons are suffering from ensuring that they want to make it by all means. There are people that are creating unnecessary tensions. And we are calling on the police, the Commissioner of Police, to be on top of the situation.
Well, okay. Rumor mongers of Port Harcourt. We hope that the rumor mongers will allow peace to reign, and that all the stakeholders, including the camp followers, like your good self, will also allow peace to reign. Thank you very much for joining us on The Morning Show.